What's up everyone, Morey Croson here from the Performance Lab in California, and we're going to make a new video for you today. I know we haven't done one of these for a while, but I've been doing some breakdowns and really been able to come to a few really important conclusions, so I thought I'd make a video to be able to help you better understand. As always, I think the breakdowns are going to be the best for you, just because it gives you a better understanding exactly where you are on the spectrum, and it gives a little bit more of some objective data for what it is that you need to improve on. But with that being said, I want to talk about really the three different parts of the release that you're going to have, right? So you're going to either have like a high release, right? We'll just call it a high, just very on top, fully extended type of release. You're going to have more of like a 3/4 type of release, or you're going to have like a side elbow here type of release. So these are really the three areas that we see with the quarterbacks that end up being differences within the throw, right? And so within these, I want to be able to give you a little bit better understanding as a quarterback what it is that you want to be thinking about in order to maximize the different type of throws. So basically, the big thing that ends up happening is when you're going more up top, the higher up top you are, the faster you really got to get those hips around, right? The more hip and shoulder disassociation is going to be up top here, right? The further over here you go, there's almost like a natural hip and shoulder disassociation because of how the ball's coming off to the side here. So you want to be able to understand that, like, if you're here, you can get the ball out of your hands a lot faster. Okay, but you also have to be able to transfer your hips really quickly. So this is a very fast release, where this is going to be a little bit longer, where you're coming all the way around up top here and then coming through. Another big thing that's going to be a key difference here is that as you're coming forward and through and coming up over top here, right, the wrist is going to flick more straight down and almost coming around all the way here, where when you start coming off to the side a little bit more, now you're going to end up using a little bit more of like that type of a movement. It's not going to be as much of like hard here. It's going to be a little bit more coming right to left, where this is going to be more left to right. Okay, so that's going to be the big difference between going up top and then going off to the side, right? The further over to the side you go here, the more across you're here, and then from the in between of both is that 3/4, where it's almost like a straight movement, right? So it goes from here, left to right, to straight at about a 3/4, and then when you're more off to like elbow straight at the same height as your shoulders, now it's almost like a coming across, right? Because now you're going to be using a little bit more of your pec. The guys that are throwing here, coming across like that, where when you're coming up here, you're going to be using a little bit more of your serratus, a little bit more of your oblique and your core to be able to get that through, where here you're going to be using a little bit more of these type of muscles as you're coming all the way across. And the key thing, again, is just going to be the sequencing of that lower body, okay? So you really got to be able to understand when your elbow is going to be lower and you let the ball get a little bit further away, that when you want to be able to really get those hips moving quickly in order to make that work, okay? Because if you don't get those hips moving, right, now you're going to be very, very behind. It's very easy for people that have that lower elbow position to not be able to use very much your hips and just really use a lot of their arm in the throw. And really, I guess that happens in both, but really understanding that the fast, or the quickness, and the focus on being able to get that going quickly is going to really allow you to get more power, where when you're getting a little bit higher up top here, now it's almost creating more of that stretch is going to be the big focus, okay? So there's big differences between when you're throwing up top, or when you have your the elbow coming up really high, and you have the ball coming up really high, compared to being up on the side. And then also another thing that I want to add in here at the end is when you're coming up in here, you got to get that elbow, the nose of the football. See how that's facing straight towards you? You got to get that here, and then here it's the same thing. So you're getting the ball a little bit further away, but you still got to be able to turn and get that ball facing towards you. So that's what makes it so the throw is more like this, is because you got to turn and get that nose of the football here, or when you're coming up top, now it's a little bit more, for me, throwing up top's a little bit more natural, so that's easier. So, I know I'm not doing the one coming off to the side as well, and that's just because that's not really my throw. So, yeah, as always, guys, I want to be able to give you some more information. I think this should help with quarterbacks that have different release points, and better understanding what are the differences between the three, and just really establishing that there are three different types of release points. So Yeah, as always, guys, I want to be able to help you out. If you have any questions, any breakdowns, if you want to be part of the programs, anything that we can help you out with, let us know. We'd be happy to help. You can reach out to me. You can email me, Morey, M-O-R-E-Y, @yourperformancelab.com, or you can call us 818-578-5013. Thanks, and I'll talk to you guys soon.